Good evening. Jumping on a little later than normal tonight to do our recap here of North Wilkesboro and the racing that went on out there. Glad to anybody that joins in. Glad to see y'all join in. Drop your comments. Please ask questions. Whatever you feel you need to do, we'll get them all answered or responded to as quick as possible. But appreciate you tuning in for another episode of Full Throttle Talk here. I was looking forward to this race. First time back at North Wilkesboro for a points paying race, mind you. We've raced there the past for the All-Star race, but the first points paying race at North Wilkesboro, I was really excited for. And I enjoyed it, the racing all around all weekend. Some people will claim it was a little boring, and I can see that side of it. Okay. Sorry for anybody that was jumped on it. Another one of those great internet glitches. Gotta love it. So, we'll just kind of reset where we were going, talking about the first points race at North Wilkesboro in 30 years. Some people said it was boring. There was that aspect of it. But like I was saying, the NASCAR making this front bumper softer on the next gen car kind of made it to where you had to be a little careful just pushing people out of your way if you wanted to, because it could damage your radiator or other things, splitter, numerous different into the car. We did see a splitter get damaged on pit road between Connor Zilich and Kyle Larson. So it was, I don't know. I mean, I liked the racing. I thought it was good. I did have some people on the live last night that were saying that it was pretty boring, but I mean, it looked pretty racy to me. I think what killed the race was the caution that occurred. Get into that when we talk about the Cup Series here in a few minutes. But we'll go ahead and jump to the those were the thoughts on the return to me. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good racing. I thought you could move up and down the track a little bit. So I enjoyed it. Jumping over to the Truck Series real quick, we had Chandler Smith just drove away from everybody. Took the lead late off of pit call. came in, got the lead, and just never looked back. Wound up beating Lane Riggs, who got off pit road and restarted 8th on the final restart. That ran, I believe, 99 laps to the checkered. Lane Riggs was 8th and fought his way all the way up to 2nd. Said he would have liked to send another restart, but then he thought about it and thought, well, maybe not, because I got a 2nd place finish and I would have had maybe been involved in a wreck. So a few different things there that could have really screwed up Lane Riggs. But Chandler Smith, like 8.4 seconds victory. So, shout out to Chandler Smith. That truck's been really good all year long. We'll just jump over and look at the standings real quick here. Let me pull up the standings for the truck series. And we have 3 races to go before the chase. And we have, I don't know why they can't update the website like they do their app. So anyway, 2 drivers are locked in to the chase right now. That's Lane Riggs and Caden Honeycutt. Your top 10 are Chandler Smith, Christian Eckes, Gio Ruggiero, Ty Majeski, Ben Rhodes, Daniel Hemrick, Grant Enfinger, and Stuart Friesen. Stuart Friesen is the 10th position, and obviously the 11th place car is Tyler Ankrum, and they have the exact matching points. But I think Stuart Friesen has let me check his stats real quick. Comparatively, I think he has more top finishes, is how they're going to break down the tie with that, because they have the same amount of points. But as of right now, Stuart Friesen has 5 top 10s and Ankrum has 4. So and each has 1 DNF. Nobody has a win. Obviously, a win would probably be the tiebreaker. Didn't expect to see a tie. Still don't expect to see a tie. This will change over the next 3 races. I don't see a tie very possible here. Jake Garcia is 12th, and then Brendan Queen is 13. And I'm watching Brendan Queen due to the simple fact that he's in the Dodge Ram. So I want to see if a Dodge can get in their first year. But right now, like I said, Lane Riggs, Caden Honeycutt, they know they're in. They can kind of try some different strategies if they want, but they also don't want to get too crazy, because you still get the regular season champion in 3 weeks. So, or 3 races. I shouldn't say 3 weeks, but 3 races. So right now that's, Lane Riggs is 59 points ahead of Honeycutt. Chandler Smith is 126 points behind. Christian Eckes is 157 and Gio Ruggiero is 173. Those are really probably the only guys with a shot at the title, and it would take something crazy for Ruggiero. If you want to be realistic, the regular season title is probably coming down to Lane Riggs and Caden Honeycutt. That's just where I would put it for right now. So let's see if we had any other crazy finishers in the truck series. See if anybody finished weird. See where. No, that's not the right recap. There we go. Chandler Smith, Lane Riggs, Shane Van Gisbergen Cup Series, of course, dropped down, finished 3rd. More on him for the Cup Series. Chase Elliott, 7th. Stuart Friesen, 8th. Corey Heim, 9th. And if you've listened to this, I'm a big Corey Heim guy. He's uber talented, super talented. So finishing 9th was kind of a shock to me. I kind of thought he might be up there battling for the win. Ty Majeski came in 10th after leading 23 laps. Your lap leader, big lap leader, was Chandler Smith with 105. So let's see if we can find who had the fastest lap. Chandler Smith also, 19.15 seconds. So that's where we're at with the truck series. Jump over and let's get into the Cup series a little bit now. This was a weird race, 450 miles. Normally it's 400, 500, 300, but 450 is a weird number. But it was a night race. A lot of people still complaining. This one wasn't. It was delayed a little bit at the start, but not much. So, I mean, it finished up probably, I don't know, 10:30, 10:45-ish, maybe somewhere right around there, 11. It wasn't too bad. Wasn't a ton of, had there been a ton of cautions, it would have been a lot worse, but there wasn't. So it didn't do too bad in my mind. Pretty good race, I thought. Had some issues at the beginning where you had Ross Chastain, who failed inspection 3 times and had to drop to the rear and then do a pass-through penalty on pit road while everybody else was up to speed. So he fell a lap down immediately, got his lap back on the first caution that came out. So didn't hurt him too bad. And then Ryan Blaney, who was your pole sitter, started from the rear, didn't have to do the pass-through but they had some power steering issues they had to fix. And that kind of put him to the back when you know. But all during the race, if you go back and rewatch the race, you'll see that 12 car from the back just comes flying. I mean, he's passing people. On my live yesterday during the race, I was saying 15 would be about a good spot for him to be in at the end of stage 1. I think he got into like 16th, somewhere 13th, maybe even, but he was right in that range. And then at the start of stage 2, he took off and got himself up into the top 10. That car was really fast, but his day kind of took a turn for the worse on a pit road where the final green flag stop where he came in, and you could see he locked up the tires and he was speeding, hitting pit road, and it just didn't have to do that same pass through, went lap down. It just ruined any shot he had to win right there. But that's just what shows. I mean, he had one of the most dominant cars of the night, and one mistake takes it all away from you. But we were having a good race. It was looking good. Josh Berry was looking really good. He had started to work in his way forward. And on lap 183, we had, I don't know what Alex was thinking. I'm just going to say it like it is. Alex Bowman, I really wish I could figure out what you thought you saw, or what your spotter thought he saw. He was in the outside lane of the track, and Tyler Reddick was down here. Maybe he thought he was clear. Maybe he tried to come all the way across him and go to pit road, and he hit the front of Tyler Reddick. Pretty much ruined both of their days too. The big problem was, excuse me, and this is where I think people I've heard have said it was a boring race. Because when that happened, we were in the middle of green flag pit stops. And on a short track like North Wilkesboro, a pit stop under green, you're going to go probably 2 laps down. And you're going to get them back when everything cycles through, of course. But when that caution happened, all those cars were trapped 2 laps down that had already pitted. Josh Berry, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, numerous people. And the drivers at head course had stayed out on the track. When the caution came out, then they pitted. They came on the track. All those cars took what they call a wave around, which if you pit and then there's a caution during the middle of the cycle, you come out, you take the wave around, you don't come back to pit road to do any service, and you get back on the lead lap. Well, all those cars did that. But on a small track like this, they were 2 laps down, so they only got 1 lap back. That trapped to where there was 6 cars on the lead lap out of 36. So we had 20 cars at least 1 lap down. And, okay, maybe some more chaos. We can work something out. Maybe the next set of pit flag or pit cycle coming up, these guys stay longer to get back and then try to pit, maybe try to catch the reverse caution. No, there wasn't a lot of cautions in this. And so Blaney, Ty Gibbs won stage 2. That's when that big wreck happened. But then we go into stage 3 and you're thinking, okay, well, at one point, Barry's climbing forward again. He's getting near the top 10, I think 13th, maybe even further back the next. I think he had pitted already, so maybe 25th. But he was having a pretty decent day still. And Christopher Bell got inside of him, got loose, hit him, the wall, tore the whole suspension up. So day was over for Josh Berry and the Wood brothers. And it looked like they were a good run to finally get some sort of momentum from this season that has been just brutal for that whole organization. But stage 3 kicks off, and Joey Logano has been dominant. He's dominating everybody. They restart. He pulls out, 5-6 second lead. It's just like nothing. He's just blowing through people. And I start watching it, and I realize how he's getting through traffic so well is all the cars are coming around the corner. He's going up the banking and then kind of he's using a diamond formation off the turns to kind of get the car pointed straighter to get to the accelerator and get going faster. And we came to the last, we didn't realize it at the time, but what now has turned into be the last pits. And Hamlin comes in first, Denny Hamlin. And Joey Logano came the next lap. Luckily, if Logano stays out one more lap, he may not win this race. He may not have, but he got in, got his service, got out, and came out literally about 5 car lengths in front of Denny Hamlin and wound up holding him off. And Denny made some charges, and then Joey'd pull out, and Denny'd make a charge, and then it just kind of went back and forth. And then near the end, you could see that the traffic, Logano had navigated through the traffic so much better that he just wound up pulling away. I'm trying to get the exact, he won by, call it 9/10 of a second. Again, 9/10 of a second doesn't seem like anything, but in the world of racing, it is. He led 323 of the 450 laps. That's just pure domination. That's the most laps he's ever led in his career, and he's a 3-time Cup Series champion. I thought it was a good race. Had some excitement. I just wish that one caution wouldn't have happened in the middle of it. I think that just kind of took some of the luster out of it. But, we'll see what happens. We don't know if this track's coming back on the schedule next year or not. We won't get that till probably November. We'll get next year's schedule release. Is typically when it happens. November, first part of December, somewhere around there. But stay tuned for sure, because during the off season, we're going to have quite a bit to talk about. Drivers moving. There's always something going on in silly season that makes it give the title silly season. So, good weekend. Being a Ford racing guy, I am really excited to see Ford kind of starting to put some, getting a little more competitive with these Toyotas. We're going to see what happens this week. Going to Indianapolis. Won't be a preview this week. Won't have time for it. But we'll try to definitely get on next Monday and do a recap of it. But Toyotas normally do really, really well at Indianapolis. So we're going to see if the Fords can keep the momentum and pressure on the Toyotas and go for 3 in a row, or can Chevrolet get going? Well, we're just going to have to wait and see. So we'll jump over, look at our standings in the Cup Series. And we have 5 races to go. before the chase starts, and the top 16 will advance to the chase. The points are going to be reset in a staggered formation. So we'll talk about that as we get closer. But right now, your point standings are pretty much the same. Ryan Blaney is creeping up on Tyler Reddick. You got Denny Hamlin leading the way. Tyler Reddick is second. Brian Blaney is third. He is 20 points. Is that right? 19 points behind Tyler Reddick for second. He's 87 points behind Denny Hamlin, so he could still take the title there. Ty Gibbs, fourth. Chase Elliott, fifth. Kyle Larson, sixth. Carson Hocevar, seventh. Chase Briscoe, eighth. Chris Buescher, ninth. Christopher Bell, 10th. Daniel Suarez, 11th. William Byron, 12th. Bubba Wallace, 13. Van Gisbergen, Shane Van Gisbergen, 14. Joey Logano, 15. And Austin Cindric, 16. Those are your top 16. And then you've got Eric Jones, who is 33 points below that. It would be the next one on the cut line. And then Ryan Preece is 48, maybe. I'd have to get my math working, and it's just not working tonight. So, yeah, 38. No, 38 points. Difference. So, we've still got a little go. Brad Keselowski, a little gain. He's in 19th, and Michael McDowell's in 20th. So 5 races. If you win, you get 55 points for a win, and then any stage points you win, you can get up to like 75, 76 points. So there still could be some swings with the cut line. But after this race, I was right in my thinking that this could be the race Ryan Blaney turned out to be. Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and Ryan Blaney are locked into the chase. So 3 of the 16 spots are filled. They, no matter what, they can finish last in every race, and they will still make it. So those 3 are locked. I would bet Ty Gibbs with a solid run at Indy could probably lock himself in. And then the rest, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. You're talking over 200 points behind the leader. So you're talking a little bit of a struggle to try to get up that high, but you still got quite a cluster of drivers from, put it this way, Chase Elliott's 208 points behind Denny Hamlin, and 20th is 430. 222 points. If you can get 70, or even if you average 60 points a race, you can jump all the way up into the top 16 at least, because the other drivers will be getting points too. So those are our standings. 5 races to go. Like I said, we'll be at Indianapolis this weekend. And then we had Wilkesboro was the semifinals of the NASCAR in-season bracket challenge. So the finals are set. I had one finalist, but I didn't have the other one, and I'm not sure many people did. Somebody probably did that, maybe created a few brackets. But going into the weekend at Wilkesboro, we had Ryan Blaney matched up with Christopher Bell. Well, Ryan Blaney finished a lap. I think he finished 2 laps down, but he was in 11th, and Christopher Bell was 3 laps down. So Blaney gets the head-to-head win and advances. The other side was Chase Elliott, the 4 seed coming into this, versus Todd Gilliland, the 25 seed. And Todd Gilliland, I think, finished 1 lap down. Let's see. I think he finished 1 lap down. No. Did he? Yes. Todd Gilliland was 1 lap down, finished in 8th, and Chase Elliott was 3 laps down. back in the field. So we have a final matchup. Last year's matchup was Ty Gibbs and Ty Dillon. It was the battle of the ties. And this year's matchup is Todd Gilliland versus Ryan Blaney. Both Fords, super. I'm really excited about both Fords in there. So something else to watch during the race. If you're watching, you've got a driver you like, you're trying to find a driver, maybe a driver catches your eye this weekend if you're watching for the first time, but maybe they have a bad day or something. I don't know. But you got something to watch with the bracket challenge, Blaney or Todd Gilliland. And they'll be bringing it up during the broadcast as to where they are and all this. But winner gets a cool $1 million. It's not too shabby. They're out there racing for points anyway, so they're extra $1 million. And to close it at Indianapolis, I think is the right place to close it. You don't want to. People have said this needs to end at Daytona. No, it doesn't. Daytona's too much of a wild card. We saw what happened last year when they started this challenge and they did the first race at Echo Park in Atlanta, and 20 cars torn up on the first lap, and it took everybody out of the running. Everybody's bracket was destroyed. So we'll leave it with that. We're getting down to the nitty gritty now. All three series are on track this weekend. They're at two different tracks, all in Indianapolis, though. Truck series will be racing at IRP Speedway, a smaller Lucas Oil. It's actually Lucas Oil. Sorry. Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Pipe. Call it IRP. It's in Indianapolis, but it's not obviously the Brickyard. It's just a smaller track out there. And then the O'Reilly Series and Cup Series will both be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's weird. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's listed as Speedway, Indiana, but it's really, in Indianapolis pretty much. But I guess it has its own little moniker for a city now. So that's where we'll be, all three series. We're getting down to, like I said, the cut lines for these chases, and we'll see how it plays out from here to there. I'm going to see, is anybody locked in real quick? And we have two drivers locked in the O'Reilly Series. They were off last weekend, but to be fair, to give them their credit, Justin Allgaier and Jesse Love are both already locked into the chase as well. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, you see all the channels that we have here with the WTP Sports one at the bottom. Go like and subscribe to all of them. Drop any comments if you watch the replay or anything. Drop your comments. I monitor it and I'll respond to them. Other than that, we're going to jump off of here and let everybody go finish up their Monday night, and we will touch base at least next Monday if I can't get on and do a little preview for Indianapolis. Everybody have a good night.